Hey, welcome to another video on chess games. This is Bharat Divyang from Zuzwang Academy, and today I'll be looking at chess shots. Short games, really sweet games. I'd like to call them cool hustles that you see. It's not going to happen every day, not in every tournament, not in every game, but every so often, now, once in a while, in extreme rarity, you come across these games which are absolute hustles. Like the game just wraps up in 10 to 20 moves, and not for the fault of your opponent being a complete bad player. It's like he's trying to do his best, but it's usually small error that he gets punished for, which is completely rare. Okay, so that's it. Let's get started. The first one is a very simple game, just six moves. So as you can see, d4, knight f6, and the moment you see knight d2, you know that something is off. Like this is not your regular opening. How do you punish him though? You sacrifice the pawn, move to g4, plan to take the pawn back. Very natural for people to play h3 without realizing, and because it's kind of like a false sense of security, right? The king is guarded, everything is guarded, but you don't realize this amazing sacrifice. It's like, I'm going to capture your queen, and queen can't escape because knight blocks the queen's path. And the only person who can kill the knight is the f pawn. Unfortunately, that allows for a checkmate when queen comes to g6. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, so this is the Scotch game. It's e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, d4. Knight moves here with the support of the bishop, the queen can't take it, and sacrifices, which is absolutely crazy. But you give the check, thanks to the h6 pawn. Now the queen comes in. Queen f7 check, king is forced to move out. Bishop f4 check, king is forced to move. To c5, not a very pleasant journey for the king so far. A check and a forced. Again, where was the error? The error was probably in playing h6 at this point. h6 allows for this entire series of attacks and possible checks. Okay, so let's go to the next one, which is an accelerated dragon game. So it's e4, c5 Sicilian, knight f4, knight c6, d4, cd, nd, b6, g6. The accelerated dragon, the bishop coming in early, bishop comes out to e3, supporting the knight, bishop c4. So all of this looks totally fine until you allow that e5 push. And the moment you play that e5 pawn push, knight has to move out. And this is where you think about this amazing. Because now once the king takes it, you're followed by another sacrifice. It's like a fork between queen and rook. So the best is probably to move the queen, but unfortunately the queen can't move anywhere because everything else is protected. So you're kind of forced to capture it with the king, and then you have this check, stopping the king from going out, g4 check, forcing the king to take it again, rook g1 check, king is now forced all the way till h4, bishop check, king to h5, and the one mistake you don't want to make is queen here because then rook takes it and all your effort is gone. Instead, queen d1 is a check. Rook is forced to stop it, block it temporarily until the queen takes it back with a checkmate. Okay, so this is an amazing checkmate as well. So the next one is your bishop opening. So let's go back to the beginning. e4, e5, knight f6, bishop c4, knight takes the pawn. You give the other knight, and kind of like, white has developed both his pieces, sacrificed a pawn though. Now knight g5, straight away attacking. This is something that you'll see a lot of beginner games. Attacking the f7 pawn, bishop intercedes, bishop takes bishop, pawn takes, and now comes a threat of checkmate and an attack. So the only way black can defend it is to move queen to d7 with the hope that he can stop the queen from taking the rook. Unfortunately, there's still a check to go, and thanks to the knight being there, that's actually going to be checkmate, right? So that's an amazing finish to the game. Just 12 moves. The next one is the Berlin defense. So let's get started. I think it's bishop openings, but probably it's the Berlin defense within bishop's opening. So bishop comes out, you play f4, pawn takes it, push the pawn. And as you can see already here, right, this pawn push attacking the knight is a very threatening tool that can be used during the opening. Knight goes back, bishop takes f4, knight to c3. Development is being prioritized over pieces. I already have this threat here. Very hard to defend now, because even if the bishop comes here, you can just capture it thanks to like the pawn being underpinned. So g6, queen takes it, attacks, but you can prevent it by bringing the knight to f6. But then, because you have all these pieces that have already been developed, you pile up on the attack. And knight d7 is the only way you can defend this knight. And now you have a check. If the queen takes it, then you end up losing your queen. King moves out, then you have a series of checks, and there is a checkmate in just 2 moves. Check, and then queen to e6, checkmate. Alright, so those were the 5 games I wanted to share, which I felt was really, really cool. What can we learn from this? What are the lessons from this? The lesson is that these kind of games do exist, especially in the early rounds in tournaments, especially with beginners, with novices, with amateurs whom you're playing. And it happens not because they made some outright blunder. It's often an oversight, a blind spot that's hiding somewhere. And watching these games will make you think about the possible ways in which you can go about attacking and be an attacking player in general. I hope you find the inspiration to be an attacking player, and look out for many such short and sweet chess hustles. If so, please do share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.